Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel. Hope all is well. And we've come to a conclusion with our 1977 Action PC baseball project. Long time in coming, but it was a fun project. It started over a few years ago. I played as the 1977 Mets and the 1977 Red Sox, and let's just go through a few things. Some interesting things here. Interesting things. I also have boxing off to the left of me on ESPN. So hope all is well. I'd like to say hello to some fine luminaries in the chat. Bears Den 007, thank you for joining us. RJL518, check out his wonderful channel. Sports Time Machine, another wonderful YouTube content creator. Thank you. Kurt Berglund, Pine Tar Baseball. We're going to be getting back to our Mets, A's, 86 Mets, and the 74 A's Game 6 from Shea. Probably next week, as we're going to finish up our first round of the Stratomatic One and Done for 1969. Hello to our good friend Apachata. Check out his channel. So here we go. So again, we completed the project, played most of the games at the end offline, and would post on Facebook, Digital to Dice. So we overachieved with the Mets, and we underachieved with the Red Sox. So we finally got the Red Sox their 90th win on the last game of the year. They played one less game. They only played 161, but we got our 90th win against the Orioles. The Mets, who only won the Mets' real record, let me just go to that real quick, I won't bring it up. They finished last in 1977. They were 64-98, 37 games behind the Philadelphia Phillies. And as you can see, the New York Mets finished 77-85, 30 games behind the Phillies. So we improved on that. September was not a good month for the Mets. We had 5 games at the end with St. Louis. Do you know how many of those 5 games we won against St. Louis? Zilch. Had we won all 5 or split, we would have had a good chance. We would have been 82-82, or a little better. And we'll go through a little bit about that. Here's the real fun thing with the Mets. We started off 0-5, and then we started playing Go-Go Mets baseball. And in this 77 replay, we're using as played transactions and rosters. I came up with my own lineups for the Mets and the Red Sox. For the Mets, it was highly successful. For the Red Sox, not so much. Red Sox won 97 games and would finish 2 out. The Orioles would also finish 2 out in 77. The Yankees were a juggernaut. They won 106 games in the replay. The Red Sox did not fare well against the Yankees or Orioles. In fact, we didn't do well against either of those teams. So we have some more people jumping in the chat. I'd like to say hello to them. Just take a little swig of water. As we have Steelers fan 1933. Hope all is well. Thank you for joining us. Remember the great sports. Check out that wonderful channel. John Clausen, hello. And Sergeant Jamie. No, we did well. It was fun. And again, some people questioned my strategy, but I'm not going to play. I don't want to play the same lineups. And again, if someone wants to, that's cool. I want to try to do my thing and play better. And with the Mets, we did. But I'm going to show you. Jeez. Let's see if I can remember how to do that. The horrific games we played down the stretch. Awful. Just awful for the Mets. And we'll get to that in a moment. But what was really surprising was Rod Carew, I think with 3 games to go, was batting .401. He finished at .398. And I think in 77, did he finish? What did he hit pretty close to, not .398, but he was high up there. So he was 3 games away from hitting over 400. Yastrzemski had a great year. Yaz led the league in ribbies, 129 runners knocked in. Campbell with saves, 34. But our starting, we did get 19 wins for Ferguson Jenkins, who was 10-10 or 12-12. Like, he was a 500 pitcher in 77. I want to say 10-10. But we had 19 wins, 3 cracks at getting 20 wins, and we just couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it for Fergie. Apachatter says, Rod Carew, 388. I think you're correct. I think you're correct. At least the Cardinals finished last, LOL. Oh, they beat the bejesus out of me. They destroyed me at the... I was looking at the games, and I'm like, well, okay, we're not going to beat Pittsburgh. And we're not going to beat Philadelphia in September. If we can steal a game here and there. The Montreal, we should have got a few more games. And Cardinals just killed us down the stretch. Cardinals killed us down the stretch. Remember the great sports. Cardinals in the mid-70s were bad. Yes, not bueno. Not bueno at all. Okay, let's do the Mets first. And let's go to reports, league standings. This is a kind of cool report here. So the Mets, if we were in a close ball game, this is kind of impressive. Against righties, we were 61-49. We could mash right-handed pitching. It's lefties we didn't fare too well against. 16-36. We were predominantly left-handed batting lineup. And I would, again, because I have the hindsight of what was actually done, I can mix and match through mathematics quite well. And so can you. So you can get the best results. We overplayed some players and we underplayed other players. It would have been fun if we had kept Tom Seaver. I thought about that to nullify that, but I played with the as-played rosters and transactions. And Clark is here. He says, evening, Al. You know I'm happy about the Phillies finish. Absolutely. You're a big Phillies fan. Phillies, Dodgers, Yankees, Royals all won their divisions like they really did. But again, let's get back to the Mets. My beloved go-go 1977 Mets. 77-85. In reality, 64-98. So that's a vast improvement. Our last 10 games, 1-9. 1-9. Had we played 500 baseball, we would have been 82-82. But we finished 1-9, losing our last 5 to the Cardinals. We scored 697 runs. What did they do in actuality? Are they going to give me that over here? No, I have to go to the expanded. They actually scored. Are we going to get that somewhere? They scored 587 runs. So we scored a lot more runs than they did. We scored 697. We gave up 688. At home, we had a winning record, 41-38. On the road, 36-47. In the division, again, we had a lot of trouble with Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. We were 37-53 in the division. Against lefties, as I stated, we didn't fare well. 20 games below 500, 16-36. Against righties, we mashed 61-49. In one-run ball games, only 2 games below 500. So if we could stay close, we sort of found a way to win. And in extra innings, we blew more extra inning games. We're 7 games below 500, 9-16. So that's kind of fun to look at. Let's go back to the chat. Apachatter, 2 extra games. 77-85. Yeah, there is some weird stuff going on there. Maybe the Action PCs. Who did they? Let's look, because I'm looking at that now, and let's go to the real. Again, sometimes the Action PC schedules can be messed up because the Red Sox played 1 less game. And I didn't look to see if that was accurate. Let's go back for a second. 64.98. That's 12. The 162. Yeah, so that's kind of bizarre there. There might have been a weird rain outers. I don't know. Yeah, we did play. Looks like we played 163. No, 162. We played one at 7. I'm getting mixed up with my dyslexia. It's 12. Add the 1. 162. That's 162 games. Houston. Again, I only played as the Mets and the Red Sox. I played a few games early on as the Giants. Just didn't have a good feel for that team, and I let the computer take over for that. Houston, 95 and 67. And they finished 81 and 81. So that was a big improvement. J.R. Richard was a monster. Unbelievable stats for Richard. Yeah, 162. No, 162 is right. '81 and 81. Yeah. No, that's mine. So J.R. Richard, our good friend, Mr. Utah Mike. Yeah, J.R. Richard was Cy Young year. Oh, my God. Yeah, unbelievable. We're going to look at Richard. J.R. Richards. Let's just slide this over a little bit so I can close it because it's not going to let me. Let's close that out. Okay. Bring that back up. J.R. Richard. Oh, we got the American League up. Let's get the National League up here. J.R. Richard was 27 and 1 with a 1.68. He lost one game. And Carlton won 28 games, but I unofficially gave J.R. Richard the Cy Young and the MVP. Okay. Richard, always fun to have in a season replay. Yeah, I didn't do his season replay, though. Like I said, I only played as the Mets and the Red Sox. Early on, I played some Giants games, San Francisco Giants games. Couldn't get a good feel for that team, and I was like, yeah, because I was going to play as 3 teams. But then I settled in with the Mets and the Red Sox. Steelers fans, 27 and 1, 168. Yowza. Bears Den 007. I have had problems with them. My 1970 season, somehow, the Cubs played 17 games. I think he means fewer. That's why I like out of the park. So I like both games. Yep, Foster had the boomstick. Foster, 54 home runs in 77. Is that the year he hit 57? RJL 518. Are you going to do the 77 playoffs? Probably not. Probably not. It's just repeating the same. I don't want to play as no, probably not. If I do anything with this, I'll do expanded playoffs. Take the top, like they have now, wild card teams maybe. It's the only way the Red Sox would get in. Like take the top 4 teams, so it'd be Yankees, Red Sox, Kansas City, Texas, Phillies, Pittsburgh, Los Angeles, Houston, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. It's actually kind of sad when the project comes to an end. So I don't know. 52, Apachatter, 52. Okay. What was really, so let's get back to the National League here. And again, we overachieved with the Mets. What's interesting is, I don't know which way is easier to show this. I think if we just go to the Mets and I can click on the player, I think that's going to be the easiest. There's a report too, but it's kind of cumbersome to, not cumbersome, but I think it's more difficult to look at because it's going to make it smaller here. So let's go to the Mets. And okay, that comes up. And okay, now you can see 5 games down the stretch. St. Louis, look, September was an awful. I mean, September was just awful. We started off pretty good. Then down the stretch, you can just see it's horrible. You're looking at from September 13th on, 1, 2, 3 wins. 3 wins from September 13th on, and we got bludgeoned down the stretch. And some of these, this was a killer right here. We were up 4-2. 4-2 in the 9th with Skip Lockwood on the mound, and he blows the save, and we lose 5, 4, and 13. But it wouldn't have mattered. It would have been 78 wins. We lost to St. Louis 7-2, 5-4, 10-1, 11-8, and 7-1 in the last game. Philadelphia, really, we couldn't compete with the Phillies. Yeah, 9 wins in September. Not bueno. Not bueno. And we only had 3 from September 13th on. We beat Montreal 3-1. We beat Chicago 4-1, and we beat Pittsburgh 8-1. Now, again, you're talking a 2-1 game here against Pittsburgh on the 28th. If we take that one, we lose to St. Louis 2-1. Chicago, again, we didn't take a game against Chicago. Well, we took 1 out of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I thought at least we would split there. Because when I was coming down the stretch with the Mets, I'm looking at the schedule thinking, okay, I can get wins here and here. Yep, Steelers fan. Hello, Jake Cruz. Hope all is well. And Steeler fan says 2-15 to finish. Yeah, it was not good. Not good. Our pitching, when we pitched, we didn't hit. And when we hit, we didn't pitch. But again, we overachieved. 77 wins compared to 64. So that was kind of fun. 3 5-game losing streaks. Yeah, but that's what's going to happen when you play the bad teams, even if you mix and match. We tried everything. We tried everything to get those wins, but it was a lot of fun. But I just wanted to show you that. We're not going to go through everything. And we started off 0-5, and then we started playing some go-go Mets baseball. I said, I had enough of this. We're going to play. I'm not going. I kind of used their standard lineups the first 5 games. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. This is horrid. This is horrible. I'm not doing this. And as you can see, even with the standard lineups with a few tweaks, we lost an extra inning game. We lost 3 extra inning games in the first 5. And then we just went with go-go Mets baseball. So that was a real interesting. Jerry Koosman. Here's the thing. Jerry Koosman lost 20 games. And again, let's see if we can go back to this. It's kind of strange on this. I'm going to just slide it a little bit so I can close it. Okay. And now let's go here. And pitchers. And what we're going to show here, where is, oh, you know what it is? Where's Jerry Koosman? Hold on, let's go here. I have this on my second screen. It's a bit cumbersome. Display all players. I think because it's the year end, Koosman leaves the Mets. I think. I don't know. There it is. Not available. Okay. So Jerry Koosman, as we're displaying all players, Jerry Koosman, we finished 14-13. Now let's click on Jerry Koosman. In reality, he was 8-20. We finished 1 game above 500, 14-13. His ERA was worse at 3.73, but we scored more runs, obviously, for him. And so he had a winning record, Jerry Koosman. Yes, they did. The Cubs did have Bruce Sutter. Dave Little, how you doing, my friend? Hope all is well. Check out that wonderful YouTube channel. So Jerry Koosman did not lose 20 games. He actually was 14-13 in our replay. Our strength of this team was the go-go Mets baseball, our batting. Let's go to the batters. Let's go to batting average. Lenny Randle in the replay batted .373 and would win the National League batting title. Bruce Boisclair would finish, I believe it was third, .365. Mike Vail, .354. Jerry Grody, that sucked when we lost him. He batted .346. Cranepool, .321. Henderson stunk. Awful. Worst. He ended up finishing under 300. He stunk. Bobby Valentine in limited at-bats, .286. Lee Mazzilli, .283. Felix Millan, that also hurt when we lost him for the year. I think for his career. I like to bat Millan sometimes second because he was such a good hit-and-run guy that you could get Lenny Randle on, and if against the right pitching, Millan would bat second, and you just play hit-and-run baseball. You just play hit-and-run baseball. Our good friend Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming. How you doing? Check out that wonderful channel. Remember, Glory Days Boxing. A wonderful boxing game. As Utah Mike, we were the bunting machine with Lenny Randle and Lee Mazzilli. And it did hurt. I think Jerry Grody would, I think maybe he went to the Dodgers. But yeah, that hurt when we lost Grody. Hurt when we lost Millan. Mike Phillips went to the Cardinals. Which, I really didn't care. But although he killed us, he got some big hits in those final 5 games. Dave Kingman, no big loss there. We didn't really play him much. Tom Seaver, Tom Seaver, in our replay, hold on a second. Let's go back to pitching. Tom Seaver was 8-6-1 with a save as we pitched him till his arm fell off because we knew he was going to be traded. So Seaver, in reality, had 13 games started, and he was 7-3 with a 3.00 earned run average. We put him in 19 games. 15 of those were starts. He was 8 wins, 6 losses, and 1 save with a 3.10. And it hurt when Seaver left. But we learned to play. We still learned to play without him. I think what hurt worse, again, when we lost Jerry Grody, who we would put in there. And Grody, if you want to see, let's show you the splits now. Grody, again, this is our against left-handed pitching. We had Mike Vail in all the time, Lenny Randle, Grody. Steve Henderson stunk. We didn't play him a lot. Millan batted .303 against left-handed pitching. Again, you can see we're losing 2 big bats against left-handed pitching in our lineup. Mazzilli, Boisclair. Then against righties, Lenny Randle, Boisclair, Bobby Valentine and limited at bats. Ed Cranepool, .339, Lee Mazzilli. So our offense was tremendously better, as we saw in the runs scored. We scored a lot more runs than they did in actuality. Lenny Randle, just take a look at Lenny. Lenny Randle batted .304 in reality. Well, he batted .373 and would win the batting title. Eddie Cranepool was huge for us. Eddie Cranepool. So that's Lenny Randle, who beat up his manager in Texas and then was released. And the Mets picked him up. Cranepool had a huge year for the Mets. Cranepool, .281, replay .321. But look at this. Only 40 ribbies in reality. In the replay, he had 90 ribbies, 10 home runs in reality, 14 in the replay. Again, we're using math. We know we have hindsight. We know who they played well against, who they hit well against, and that's how we made our lineups. And he got a lot more at-bats. We just played him a lot more. Why they didn't play him a lot more, I don't know. I don't have to deal. If he's available in the lineup, on the roster that day, I used him in certain situations. Against lefties, he struggled. Against righties, he was tremendous. So then Bruce Boisclair was another pleasant surprise. Then we're going to show you Mike Vail. Mike Vail was really a pleasant surprise. Bruce Boisclair, 293 in the replay, 365. He slumped at the end. 48 RBIs against 44 RBIs, so only 4 better. And he had 3 more home runs, 4 in reality, 7 in the replay. Against lefties, he actually hit 270, where he only really hit 156. And the only time we played him against left-handed pitching is when left-handed pitching struggled against left-handed hitting. So he never usually played against a tough lefty. And then against righties, in reality, 309, and he hit 373. But here's the thing you can really do if you're going to play the way I did in a replay. If you play the way I did in a replay. Mike Vail, great example here. Where are you, Mikey? Let's go here. Mike Vail, 387 against left-handed pitching. So let's look at Mike Vail. In reality, he batted 262. In our replay, in less at-bats, mind you, 354. Mike Vail predominantly only played against left-handed pitching. We only put him in against left-handed pitching because that's where he's going to be most successful. And against lefties, in reality, 351. In the replay, 387. Against righties, 160 in reality. Against the 156 in the replay. He only knocked in 2 more ribbies, 37 against 35, and he only had 2 more home runs, 10 against 8. But the average, keep the line moving. So that's pretty cool. Really no one else to really look at. Jerry Grody, I hated losing Jerry Grody. Grody, 270, and in the replay, 346. 7 ribbies in the replay, 20, and he had no home runs. He just bludgeoned left-handed pitching, again, at a 362 clip. Again, he had 327 against lefties. We played him a lot more. They only gave him 55 at-bats. We gave him 152 at-bats. Again, he was going to play against left-handed pitching. Anytime we had left-handed pitching, you would see Jerry Grody and even Ron Hodges in the lineup. John Stearns got less at-bats because we played a lot more of Jerry Grody and Ron Hodges. And I think those are if there's any other player you'd like to see, you can just tell me. But I think those are the main things there. And again, I'm going to have to drag this over because it's not going to let me close it. Okay. And you can see Lenny Randle was the National League batting champion, 373. Dave Parker finished second at 366. Bruce Boisclair, and it is Boisclair, that's the way you pronounce his name, 365. Again, J.R. Richard. Let's look at Richard. Let's see if we can bring him up. This is insane. Oops. Didn't want to do that. I clicked too many times. Hey, there's Willie McCovey. Good to see. God rest his soul, Willie McCovey. God rest J.R. Richard's soul. In reality, J.R. Richard, again, I did not play as the Astros. Those games were all auto-simmed. 18-12. He went 27-1, 168. I give him the Cy Young and MVP. Oh, let's game log. This should be fun to look at. And we can't make this any bigger, which stinks. Can we make this any? We cannot stretch it out. Okay. So let's just go. Who did he lose to? That's the question. Who did he lose to? He lost to the Cubs 8-3. That is his only loss. He lost to the Cubs. Wow. Again, it's not letting me. I got to drag that over. Let's close that out. So he lost to the Cubs, and that was May 11th. After May 11th, he did not lose another game. The Cubs. Clark asks, so what was the one team to beat J.R. Richard? The Cubs on May 11th defeated J.R. Richard. And if we click on this again, it comes up. They beat J.R. Richard 8-3. And because it comes up, let me slide this over here for a second. Then we'll slide it back. We'll give you J.R. Richard's numbers. Okay. Sorry about that. It's the only way I can do it with 2 screens. So Richard, actually, he was not bad. Richard went 7 1/3 innings, 3 earned runs, gave up a homer, walked 3, struck out 5. Sambito came in, gave up another run, and Larson gave up another 2 runs. So Richard actually only gave up 3 earned runs in his loss, his one loss. So that's pretty wild. So that's the only team. And again, J.R. Richard would finish (27-1), 1.68. I give him the MVP and Cy Young. So that's kind of cool. J.R. Richard is still alive. I thought he passed away. I hope he's still alive. I thought he passed away. Any no-hitters during the season? I do not know. We'll have to look that up. Houston, Clark asks, finished second, 4 games behind the Dodgers. They were 81-81 in reality. And again, those games were all auto-simmed. I did not play any of those games. Excuse me. Awesome. He's still kicking at 70. Beautiful. God bless him. For some reason, I thought he passed. I'm glad I'm wrong with that. I always liked J.R. Richard. It was horrible, his health issues. Tremendous pitcher. As Bleacher Bums Gaming confirms what our good friend Mr. Utah Mike has confirmed. He's still alive, and that's awesome. So that's the National League. We did well with the Mets. I'm trying to think if there's any. Oh, my God, Ed Kranepool. So the Mets, I didn't even notice this. Mets had number 1, Lenny Randle. Number 3, Bruce Boisclair. So Randle 373, Boisclair 365, and then Ed Kranepool at 321. That's great stuff. Okay. Now, let's take a look at the American League, and then we'll talk about some of your projects. The American League. For you Yankee fans, you're going to I'll show you what the Red Sox did against the Yankees. Not bueno. Not bueno at all. And even against Baltimore, not good. Rod Carew finished at, we already showed 398. And I want to say he was hitting 401 with 3 or 4 games left to play. Bernie Carbo for the Red Sox, 315's in the top 10. And I thought Yastrzemski, what did Yastrzemski fall under? He must have. Yastrzemski led the league in RBIs. Bobby Bonds and homers, 41. Rod Carew on base percentage, 988. Bernie Carbo for Boston, 976. We played a lot more of Bernie Carbo than he actually played. As Bleacher Bums Gaming's very happy right here. Mick the Quick, 360. Yes, 360. Guidry, 17-5, 2.10 ERA. Nolan Ryan, 20-11, 2.20, and Dave Goltz for Minnesota. And again, I don't care about the pitchers usually. Sometimes I make whatever team I'm playing, I put the right caps on them. But other than that, I don't really care. Goltz had the most wins with 23. Bill Soup Campbell, the most saves with 34, though he blew some horrific ones. And Ryan, 375 strikeouts. The Express. What did Yastrzemski finish batting average-wise? 312. Batted 296. Okay. So he finished. That's funny. Now Yastrzemski's up there because I clicked on him. So Yastrzemski finished tied with Brett for 10th because Brett was 312 before I clicked on Yastrzemski. Pitching killed the Red Sox. The starting pitching was bad, and we'll take a look at that. So Boston, again, finished 15.5 out. In reality, they finished 2 out, and they would win 97 games. We only won 90, and it was our last game of the year. They played one less game. They only had 160. At least in here, they had 161. I'm not saying that's, again, it could be a strange thing with the, let's take a quick look over here. You're not going to see, I'm looking, 97, no, 97 and 64. That's 161. So one less game they played. And they finished 2.5 back. I'm sorry, 2.5 back, not 2. Okay. So let's take a look at my beloved Boston Red Sox. Let's go with batters first. Bernie Carbo led the team at 315. He had 27 homers, 62 ribbies. Yastrzemski, 312, 36 homers, 129 runners knocked in, and he stole 14 bases. Bob Montgomery, limited action, 302, 3 homers, 14 ribbies. Fisk, 297, 30 homers, 105 runners knocked in. The Rooster, Rick Burleson, 291, 2 homers, 54 runners knocked in. Steve Dillard, limited playing time, 283. 12 no homers, 12 ribbies. Jim Rice, average way down. He only batted 265, but he had 1 more homer, 40 homers, and 124 ribbies. And let's just double click on Rice and bring that up here. Rice, in reality, batted 320. Again, 265 in the replay, but he had 10 more ribbies, 114 compared to the replay, 124, and 1 more homer. I would have liked for him to hit for better average. And I didn't really do anything strange with Jim Rice. I just clicked hit a lot. I didn't play hit and run. I didn't do any of that stuff. He struck out a lot. But only 8 more times than in reality. It just seems like he struck out 120 times, 128 in the replay. Against left-handed pitching, 30 points down, 361, and in the replay, 331. And righties really did a job on him. 308. In reality, only 244. Now let's look at Bernie Carbo, who definitely George Scott. We couldn't get the production out of him that he really had. He batted 256, 20 homers, 71 ribbies. And you're talking about, in reality, 269, 33, and 95. I forgot I could do that. So let's just click on here. And lefties, 362, but in the replay, only 298. We just could not get the production out of Scott. And he basically became a defensive replacement in a lot of games, as we would put Yastrzemski at first in a lot of games. And we would, once Dwight Evans got hurt, Rick Miller played more in right, even though Carbo was the better right fielder, and Carbo would play left. Freddie Lynn, 240, 15, and 66. I mean, that's 260, 18, and 76. So he was down. Dwight Evans. Evans was 228, so he was way down. 287, 14 and 36. He had 12 and 35. Butch Hobson's numbers will be about this, 265, 30 homers, 112 runners knocked in. In the replay, 217, 31 homers, and 93 runs knocked in. So even though we overperformed with Carbo and Yastrzemski, a lot of other players underperformed. Bernie Carbo, again, we never played him against left-handed pitching, very rarely, because he just couldn't hit it. He got a lot more at-bats. He only had 276 at-bats. In reality, he had 538 plate appearances. He had 538 plate appearances. And again, it produced fruit. He had a great on-base percentage. Finished second behind Carew. He led off a lot, and we would bat Burleson second. That's about it for that. Pitching, Ferguson Jenkins was 9 and 19. 3 cracks at trying to win 20 games, and we couldn't get it. We just couldn't get it. So he finished 19 and 9. In reality, oops, I messed that up. Fergie was 10 and 10. And I can't see the ERA. It's cutting it off. So let's just double click on Jenkins. It'll pop up. So in reality, 500 pitcher, 10 wins, 10 losses. ERA not bad, 3.68. In the replay, 19 and 9 with a 3.34. Couldn't get him his 20th win. Other than that, our pitching was not bueno. Reggie Cleveland was okay at 13 and 8. And he was 11 and 8 with over a 4 ERA. Bill Campbell was 10 and 9. He was 13 and 9. In reality, is 2.85 ERA. Let's go here. So Campbell, who led the league in saves in the replay, where are the saves? 31 and 77, but in our replay, 34, 2.85. Blown saves. Where are we going to see that? He blew a few more saves, definitely. He lost the same amount of games and won 3 less. And so that was Louis Tiant, 7 and 9, 12 and 8, 4.53 in reality, 4.95 in the replay. He was very disappointing. Bob Stanley, 7 and 5 with 6 saves. He was 8 and 7, and he had a high ERA. In the replay, in the reality, 3. So 3.99, and in the replay, 5.85. Don Ossie was a pleasant surprise, 8 and 4 with a 2.61, and he was 6 and 2 with a 3.12. So he performed well. Our bullpen basically stunk besides Campbell. We did a lot of mix and matching. Nothing real special with our pitching. Yeah, Don Ossie, 8 and 4. Yep. So Fergie overachieved, and yes, I got to get back to the chat here. Yaz drinking from the fountain of youth. I think I said that a few times in some of the games I did show on my YouTube channel. Turning back the hands of time to 1967. He had a great year. So Rice had 40 homers. Sergeant Jamie, yes, it's an as-played. I played with as-played rosters and transactions for the Mets and the Red Sox. I did not play with as-played lineups. I did a little bit for the Mets in the beginning with a few tweaks, and they were 0-5. How, again, we're playing with hindsight. I know mathematically. It's all math. It's math. And anyone, I get it. If someone wants to play the exact same lineups, that's fine. I don't like doing that. To me, I know what happened with the exact same lineups. And if you want to do that to see how good the engine is, some people judge the engine off of that. Okay, that's fine. I wanted to see if I like to play to see if I can do better. And again, it's a game. It's not reality. So I want to see if I can do better with my mixing and matching. And with the hindsight of mathematics, that's all it is, mathematics. Who hit better against left-handed pitching? Who hit better against right? It's very basic. And can you use this lefty even though he might struggle against left-handed pitching because the pitcher is not good against left-handed batters? And you're just doing basic math in your head. And you can produce. We produced quite well for the Mets. And again, they overachieved. Down the stretch, we couldn't even beat the Cardinals. Our pitching pooped the bed. As RJL says, I think you did a great job. You're hired to manage my Mets. Jack Dawson, check out his wonderful YouTube channel. Bears Den 007. Fergie Jenkins, the only pitcher with 3,000 Ks and less than 1,000 walks, 992. Very good pitcher. He had 2 years in Boston. He just didn't. He's 500 pitcher. Didn't pitch well. We will be having at some point the 1976 one and done tournament using out of the ballpark. We have that set up, ready to go. Jack Dawson says, what's your plans for PC baseball going forward? I don't know. I have a lot of seasons. I've played the 66 Red Sox. We overachieved. And I finished that a few years ago. I never really did a true recap, but I did a little recap. We might look at that. I was thinking about going back to 66 and because the team, that one didn't finish the same way, but we're not talking about it. I don't know. That's a good question, Jack. I don't know what I'm going to do with Action PC Baseball. I don't know. I like the one-done tournaments, but I did enjoy, I have to tell you, I did enjoy this 77 replay. It took me over 2 years to finish because I play now and then with my parents' health and stuff. And I didn't stream every game. Because sometimes people don't like that. And sometimes I just want to stream. I just want to play the game. And I can play 3-4 games in a night. So, Random Human 19. Did the Dodgers get 4 guys with 30 homers? Let's check. Excuse me. Let's check that out. And again, I did not play as the Dodgers, so I honestly don't know. And I think that's about it with the Red Sox. There's nothing. Jenkins almost gets 20 wins, 19-9. All right. So let's check out the Dodgers. They finished 99-63. Let's go to batters. Let's go to homers. They came sort of close. Say had 33. Garvey had 31. Baker 29. Reggie Smith 24. So sort of close. Not bad. Not bad. So that's they had two players stuck. Let's close it. There we go. So they had 2 players over 30. I wonder if we can see Caru's average. Let's go here. Let's go game log. Let's go game log. So, okay, here it is. This is what I wanted to show you. On September 30th, Carew, so with 2 games left. I was wrong. Not 3. 2 games left. Rod Carew was batting .401. Then October 1st against Milwaukee, he was 0 for 4, and his average dropped to .398. And then October 2nd, he needed a lot, probably, okay. 1 for 3 kept him at .398. So he probably would have had to go 4 for 4, 3 for 3 to get to 400. So on September 30th, 401, and in his last 7 at-bats, 1 for 7, and he falls short of 400. So that, wow, did he ever come so close, huh? Unbelievable. So that's my 77 replay. I'll show you what the, oops, dropped that. I'll show you, and then we'll go to the chat and see how everyone's doing and what's coming up, as I got boxing to the left of me. So again, Carew ever so close, 401 on September 30th. And then his final 2 games, final 7 at-bats, 1 for 7. And he finishes 398. Our good friend Baseball Demos. Check out his wonderful channel. Got to catch up on a lot of videos there. I've been trying to catch up on some videos. He says it was Bruce Boisclair, the ultimate overachiever. We're going to show you. If you didn't, you just came. We already showed that, but let's go back to my beloved Go Mets. Bruce Boisclair finished at 365. In reality, 293. So yes, he was the ultimate overachiever. He finished 3rd in the batting race, and we'll show you that again. So tremendous average. Again, Dave and anyone else watching, we're playing basically mathematics. The lineups I made for the Mets, we overachieved by 13 games, because in reality, and we stunk down the stretch. We were 1-9 down the stretch, and we only won 3 games after September. Well, we won a game on September 13th, and only 2 more until the end of the year. So our really good shot of finishing 500, as I said, I would put up Paul Simon videos every time. Slip sliding away to the nearest destination. We are slip sliding away. How the song goes, I just butchered that, but it slip slided away from us. So close, but yet so far. So Bruce Boisclair, 365. Again, he overachieved against left-handed pitching too. 156, but in a replay, 270. Against right-handed pitching, 309. In the replay, 373. I'm just going through this again for our good friend Dave from Baseball Demos. I hope Tabby and everyone else is doing well. But he only had 2 more ribbies. He scored a lot more runs, but he had a lot more at-bats. 93 runs. I forgot to go through that. Only 41. So, but again, the way this is a perfect example. I showed you Mike Vail before, and I'll do it with Bruce Boisclair. I know what he hit against right-handed pitching. So I'm going to play him against right-handed pitching. And then I look at the pitching. Wow, they struggle against left-handed batters. So Bruce Boisclair is going to be in that lineup every game. Lefties, he batted 270 compared to 156. So again, the only time he played against left-handed pitching was if a left-handed pitcher struggled against left-handed hitting. And with the Mets, you had so many players you could do that with the hindsight that you could be a very competitive team. Even the Red Sox had a lot of righty-lefties, so you could really fool around with the lineups. Red Sox, we underachieved. We only had 90 wins. We did horrible against the Yankees, and we did horrible against the Orioles. And I'm going to show you that in a moment. We did bad against those. The Yankees were phenomenal. So hopefully that answers your question. We had a lot of overachievers on the Mets, Dave. Yeah, Eddie Kranepool had a huge year. 321, 90 ribbies, 14 homers. Again, reality, 281, 10 and 40. Mike Vail, 262, 8 homers, 35 ribbies. In the replay, 354, 10 and 37. Lenny Randle was huge. Let's go over this way. Lenny Randle, 373, 4 and 39. Again, they're batting at the top of the lineup, so he scored a lot of runs. And 304, 5 and 27. Jerry, again, when we lost Jerry Grody, who batted 346 for us, and when we lost Felix Millan, who only batted 250, but again, against left-handed pitching, he destroyed it. When we lost those two guys, our offense changed completely. It just our offense. We couldn't put when we played against lefties. I want to say lefties. Let's go here. Yeah, Mian 303 against left-handed pitching. So when we played against lefties, as I was explaining, I had Mian usually in that 2-hole. I could stretch my lineup out more. We lose Grody and Mian. You can't stretch the lineup. We're playing with guy, we got Steve freaking the worst 300 hitter ever, Steve Henderson. And he ended up finishing, he batted 288. And he stinks. That is in any replay I've done when I've had Steve Henderson, he's been awful for me. So that's that. Now let's see if I can do this right. Reports, team versus team log. Red Sox, and I think the Yankees are the. We'll find out if they're second or first. And we'll say Boston. Okay. You guys will like this, you Yankee fans out there. We could not beat the Yankees. 15 games against the Yankees. The Yankees were 11-4 against us. There's your division title. We had over a 10-game lead in June. And we went, once we started playing the Yankees. We could not beat the Yankees. They 15 games, the Yankees won 11, Red Sox won 4, and they weren't even, a lot of times they weren't even close. They just bludgeoned the bejesus out of us. So we started playing them in May. Jenkins won that game 5-2. He was 8-0. Then the Yankees went 7-2, 6-4, 6-3, 21-14. A football game broke out in Fenway. 10-3, 14-7. 3-2 Yankees. Boston wins 3-0. Boston wins 6-0. Boston wins 6-4. That's when we rallied a bit to try. We had pulled to within. Trying to remember, I think we got to within 8 in September, and then again they pulled away. Then 7-2, 9-2 Yankees, 2-1 Yankees in 13, and then 4-3. So we did not play well against the Yankees, thus we lost the division. There's your we didn't even play 500 with them. Baltimore was another team we couldn't freaking beat. Baltimore's another team. Really cool stat package with Action PC Baseball, too. I never really checked out all these things. Let's get rid of that. Sergeant Jamie, if you're going to hit 400, you got to be loose. I believe that's what the umpire said to Ted Williams, or Ted Williams said to the umpire when he hit 400 in 1941. No, we didn't win a home game against. I think you're correct. They bludgeoned us. And Baltimore was the other team. I let you hit refresh, and you can go here. And again, there's so many wonderful stat packages. I don't even check them all out. But Baltimore played 14 games against Baltimore. They were 10-4 against us. Again, we didn't beat. Again, we finished way ahead of Baltimore. 10 games ahead of Baltimore. But again, we just couldn't beat them. We beat them in the last game of the year, 4-2. That's where Ossie went 8-4. He went the distance. And that was our 90th win. So we finished 7 games under what they actually finished. Steelers fan. 4 straight football games, 6-3, 21-14, 10-3, 14-7. Yeah, we just, the pitching, and again, we'll show you the Yankees one more time. Were they the first ones, I think? Nope. They're the second ones. And now the game's going to freak out. Let's go here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's just not good. That's where the division is lost, right here. That's where the division is lost. Here's an interesting thing if we go to the game log. I hate this on the second screen. It's not letting me. I got to pull it over. Team history. No. Status. Box scores. There we go. Slide it back. Okay. I wish we could make this smaller. This one we can't make small. The other ones we can't make bigger. Okay. So in June, let's just go back. I mean, we started off hot. Look at this. 20-4, 21-4, 21-5, 22-5, 20. I mean, we started off. By the time we lost our 10th game, we were 34-10, and we were way out in front. And see, now we started, and we lost 2 to New York. Okay, now we hit a few of it, and then we rebound again. But we didn't lose our 10th game until 44 games in. And we were on a roll. And it just, you start playing the Yankees and the Orioles, and we couldn't beat them. And you can see we had a horrible, you can see here's the June swoon. These big losing streaks. Then we rallied again in July. August, we didn't play too bad, but we were way down. We were way back by then. In September, again, the Yankees. This is a killer. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 games in Detroit. We only win 1. Toronto, we took 3 out of 4 from them, and then we split with Baltimore at the end. We won 90 games, but definitely underachieved with the Red Sox. Baltimore 97-64 in 17. That's pretty good. Yeah, they were. And in the replay, they just were horrid. They were not good. Again, let's close this out. In the 80 and 81, they finished 1 game under 500. The Red Sox also finished 97-64. Both teams finished 2.5 games behind the Yankees as they down the stretch they came, but the Yankees had wrapped up the division already in reality. So that is my 1977 replay. Let's look at the Yankees. They won 106 games. Mickey Rivers, again, Gene Locklear, limited at-bats, 360. So that's your bet. Who home runs? Greg Nettles had 40, Reggie Jackson 30, Munson 23. They had almost 4 players with over 100 RBIs. Jackson just missed with 99. Nettles 106, Munson 107, Chambliss 118. Pitching for the Yankees: Figueroa 19-7, Guidry 17-5, Mike Torres 17-7, Don Gullett 11-6, Catfish Hunter 11-6, Dick Tidrow 11-4 with a save. Sparky Lyle had 30 saves with 7 and 11. Okay, and let's look at the Phillies. So there's your American League East champions. Let's actually look at Kansas City first. Kansas City, George Brett finished 10th, tied with Yastrzemski in the American League batting at 312, and Collins 322. And again, limited at-bats here, but John Wathan 369, Tom Poquette. Is this Tom Poquette 340, but does not qualify. 340. Holy poop. Tom Poquette. That's a great year. Yeah, 340. Wow. Pretty much the same, 1 less at-bat. Plate appearances exactly the same. Played 7 more games, so he hit the poop out of the ball. He really annihilated right-handed pitching. George Brett 312. So Poquette did not qualify. because he is not. Yeah, Poquette is not up there, which I know I didn't see him. 322. So that's a wow, huh? Tommy Poquette. Archie Charles, the magic of Earl Weaver. So the home run leader, Brett with 24, Collins with 23, and John Mayberry with 20, Hal McRae with 18, Amos Otis with 15, Darrell Porter had 14. Let's look at their pitching. Splittorf, 18 and 7, 4.78, so they scored a lot of runs for him. Dennis Leonard, 18 and 13, 2.79. They didn't score as many runs for him. Jim Colborn, 15 and 11. Doug Bird, 12 and 8 with 15 saves. Now to the National League East. The Philadelphia Phillies, 107 wins. McCarver again, limited 400. McCarver hit 400, 165 at-bats. Hutton, 370, 92 at-bats. Barry Foote, 364. Again, so we'll disregard that. McBride, 364, 294. But you have Jim Morris, again, limited at 3 at-bats. Jay Johnstone, 331, 350 at-bats. Boa, 318, 660. So Bob Boone. Again, good hitting team. Schmidt, 303, 46, 125. And in reality, 274, 38, 101. So he had a much better replay. And the Bull, Greg Lazinski, 288, 39, and 161 ribbies. Holy cow. Schmidt, 46 homers. Lazinski, 39. And the Gravedigger's son, Richie Hebner, 18. Bob Boone, 16. Gary Maddox, 10. Davey Johnson, 10. Pitching, Steve Carlton, 28 and 6, 277. Larry Christensen, 16 and 9. Jim Lombard, former Red Sox, 15 and 6. Jim Cott, 13 and 4 with a save. Garber had 21 saves. Tug McGraw, 9 and 3 with 3 saves. So they won 107, first place. And we'll take a look at the Dodgers. We had a quick look at the Dodgers, 99 and 63. So all 4 division winners really won the division. Schmidt may be MVP. You know what? I might have to rethink that because when I was looking, I said J.R. Richard is Cy Young and MVP. But 107 wins, you know, you're probably right, Jamie. We'd probably have to give it to Schmidt. Again, I had not looked at all the stats. So yeah, let's go to the Dodgers quick. And we look at the homers because someone had asked, I can find it. It was up here. Did they get the home runs? See if I can find that question again. Oh, it was Almost You. I think what was his name? Almost Human. He had asked, did they get four hitters with 30 homers? And yeah, they came close. Say with 33, Garvey 31, Baker 29, and Reggie Smith 24. Ribbies, 108 for Say, 102 for Garvey, 89 for Reggie Smith, 82 for Dusty Baker, 66 for Steve Yeager, Russell 61, Lopes 58, Rick Monday 40. Let's look at the pitching. Tommy John, 16 and 9, 281. Doug Rao, 15 and 10, 341. Don Sutton, 15 and 9, 3. Bert Happy Hooten, 13 and 11, 284. Rick Roden, 500 pitcher, 11 and 11, 351. So they had good pitching. Charlie Huff, 29 saves, the knuckleballer. So that's the Dodgers. And So that's the American League, and we'll show you the National League again. And the Mets had 3 batters in the top 10. Randle wins the batting title, 373. Boisclair finishes 3rd, 365. Eddie Cranepool 9th, 321. Foster the home run title, 54. And 164 ribbies. Lazinski 161. Wow, that's a lot. Carlton 28 wins. Bruce Sutter, 33 save. Phil Niekro for the Atlanta Braves, 280 strikeouts. Yep, 27 of Houston's 95 wins. I just think Houston, though Mike Schmidt did really have a good year. Again, I didn't look at all the numbers. It's just that just is outstanding to me. 27-1, 168. I probably would go Cy Young and MVP. If you think about it, in reality, they finished 81-81. And in the replay, 95-67. So that is my 1977 replay. What is going on with your replays and projects? I know Steelers Fan is doing every Steelers season using 2nd and 10, a marvelous, marvelous game. And we'll stay on just a little bit longer. Jaeger always overperformed in my replays, says Jamie, as I have to go back over here. And that's the thing. It's not going to be exact. You just got to enjoy the game engine you play, the game you play. If you don't like the game, try a different one, you know. I think what we're going to do, a quick project, I'm going to pick a season and stream it with different games. Not stream it, sim it, auto sim it for the whole year with different games and see. Everyone's always saying what comes the closest. We'll find out. Jamie, what a Cy Young race between JR and Carlton. I'm going to give it to JR. The ERA is just tremendous. Carlton, again, 2.77, but 1.68. That's Bob Gibson. That's insane. Denny McLain numbers, who I can't stand Denny McLain. And he's actually a very good pitcher in that era of the 60s. I actually looked up his numbers, much better than I thought. But that's Bob Gibson-esque. And Steeler Fan 1933. I have Boxing Federation with Glory Days Boxing too. I'm around 200 fights in. Excellent. Great. I love Glory Days Boxing. I'm playing a tournament. I picked 16 fighters from the 2nd heavyweight set and just having fun with it. And I post it, Digital Dice Facebook page and the Glory Days Boxing Facebook page. And we'll have some more Glory Days Boxing up on the channel, but those are usually bigger bouts. I would put a lot more on, but people aren't going to watch Marvis Frazier versus Francesco Damiani. I would. I like boxing. Jamie says, don't want to be exact either. No fun in that. I agree. If it is, it's kind of cool if it happens, but I don't always want it to be. Again, when I play a replay, I think my funnest replay was my Ted Williams Swan Song season, What If? And it was open world, but I didn't go too nuts with it. We brought up Yastrzemski, and we were able to get Billy Williams out of AA ball from the Cubs, so that was kind of fun. We still didn't win. RJL, in the middle of my 1960 Up runner-up series, I listened to Game 1, it was outstanding. I haven't listened to Game 2 yet. A lot of fun, great concept. What he did was he took the 1969, the first year divisions, so he took the the National League Championship and American League Championship losers, the Twins and the Braves, with, again, tremendous players on both teams. So, and then my next Action PC baseball will be 1901 World Series, Pittsburgh and the White Sox. Todd B. I'm still playing replay basketball at the All-Star break in my 43 games per team replay. Always enjoyed those when we had Discord. We had some not nice people in Discord who did some bad things to my channel. Someone did it, so we got rid of Discord. We might bring it back. And if we do, I definitely want you back, Todd B. Sports Time Machine. I'm doing a one-and-done 1984 payoff pitch tournament. Rookie Gooden Mets season. I listened to a game this morning of that on my way to work. 1981 replay and sim season payoff pitch. 1981 replay and sim season payoff pitch. Todd B. In his replay, Atlanta Hawks 2-27. That is a big ouch. I agree. Steelers fan 1933. I post results at Operation Sports in other sports dynasties forums. It's called Unified Boxing Federation ID. Anyone is interested in taking a look. Are you Steelers fan? Would you like to be? Are you on the Glory Days? I don't know if you do Facebook. Are you on the Glory Days Facebook group? Glory Days Boxing Glory Days Boxing Facebook group. It's a fun page. I'm a moderator there, so if you'd like to join, just look it up and request to join, and I shall let you join. Again, Discord. I got rid of Discord. Some people did some not nice things to my channel who were moderators, so I had to get rid of all my moderators. I kind of narrowed it down, and I'll keep it to myself because I'm not sure who did it. So they basically blocked a lot of people on my channel. So I got rid of Discord. It might come back. I did enjoy our Discord. Jamie says he's going to check that out. Baseball Demos is doing his 77 White Sox replays, is down to final 42 games. God bless people who do card and dice full season replays. That's awesome. I can do tournaments. I can do best of sevens. I can do my version of, like you pick 4 teams and play them against each other for a while. So that's cool. RJL. I love that White Sox replay of you. Yeah, it's good stuff. Great stuff. As Todd says hello to Mike. Baseball Demos. Next game versus the Yankees, the 77 White Sox. And who's pitching for the White Sox? Figueroa for the Yankees. Jamie says, I'm gearing up to do Action PC 1981 Season 2. Making AAA season for that year too, so we'll follow them as the season goes on strike. That is cool. That is cool. A Steeler fan says he doesn't do social media, keeps him sane. Probably a good idea. Pitching for the White Sox against Figueroa and the Yankees will be Francisco Barojas. And what is Barojas' record, Dave? Chatter. I enjoy Discord, but I understand. I've stepped away from Facebook and Twitter for a while. I have thick skin, but I am tired of the whining that seems to be universal. Yeah, I mean, when I bring Discord back, if I do and I want to, there are people who will be invited, and there are going to be other people who won't be invited. Again, pretty simple to. I can't say for sure who did what they did to my channel, but I know it's not Baseball Demos, and I know it's not Chatter. You know how I know? They got blocked. Can't block yourself. And if you could, that's being evil brilliant. So no more moderators for a while, which sucks because I liked having a lot of moderators. Ooh, Dave Little. Tomorrow night, Friday Night Basketball is back on Dave Little's channel. 1971 Lakers versus the Bucks. Chamberlain versus Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That will be getting up on our channel again. The Wilt Chamberlain barnstorming tour with the 61-62 Warriors. Yeah, I think it's the 61-62 Warriors. The year he scored 100 points. I think it's 61-62. So far, we've played 3 teams in the 80s, and my God, we've done well. Our next game is against the bad boys, the Pistons. Can they handle Will? Oh, Archie Charles asks, real dice or dice rolling app? Any thought? I like rolling real dice. I like rolling real dice. With Stratomatic Baseball, you can roll your own dice. I do most of the time. Sometimes late at night, I want to play a quick game. I just click it and let it roll. It'd be interesting though. You could use a dice roller, but I like rolling my own dice. Archie, what do you prefer? And I've been playing a little digital diamond baseball. Again, for the value, at what's it, $15, and you get every season. You just have to download them. You can roll your own dice there too. But again, I've been playing late at night when I can't sleep, so I just click on the dice that come with the game. But I like rolling my own dice. Something about the sound. And then the whoop, love it. Baseball demos about Barrios. Not sure. He's under 500 with an ERA 4.44. Sox pitching is awful. I feel for you. Yes, they were called the Hitmen. Oh, the Australian guy won. Okay. I thought he was going to win that fight. His brother just lost his title on Tuesday. Todd B. I've always wanted to play the missed games of 1981 baseball season and add those stats from those missed games to the actual stats. That's a good project. Dave Little, good night, everyone. Thanks for the game, Al. Well, it was a recap, but I understand what you mean. Thank you, and check out Dave Little tomorrow. He's going to have some basketball on his channel. He does a wonderful job with it. All righty. So, it's almost 12 a.m. I'm working from home tomorrow. I got a lot of work to do tomorrow and this weekend. We got vacation coming up. But anyhow, that's my 1977 recap. Hope you enjoyed it. It was fun. Before we leave, what has been one of your favorite projects? This has been one of my favorite projects. The 77 Go-Go Mets and the Red Sox. And then my other favorite project, I love the Out of the Ballpark Ted Williams Swan Song season. And I end up using two or three different versions. I think that took a little while. I started using, I think, the 2018 Out of the Ballpark. Then played a lot of it with 2019 and finished it with the 2020 version of Out of the Ballpark. So. Like the hat, Al. Well, I'm a Red Sox. I like the white cap. I like the hat, the white, blue, red. Baseball demos. Next year would be interesting to replay however many games they play this year. It will be interesting. Stratform gives you the option to play missing games with an exact file. Action PC, if you go to Field of Dreams, what's it called? Field of Dreams replay Field of Dreams. Someone actually loaded up the actual for Action PC Baseball. It's a few years back, but they loaded up the 81 season. Apachatter. My favorite was 1938 Cincinnati Reds replay of their 41-run games. Won the pennant, but lost to the Yankees in the World Series. Did you use Card and Dice APA or PC APA? You never know. Boxing, I just watched. They did it the right way. Again, a lot of less combatants in boxing, a lot of less athletes. But when you show up for these fight cards, you're basically locked in there. You're going to stay in that area where they're having these fights, what they call in the bubble. ESPN doesn't leave. The boxing crew stays there because they have so many fight cards coming up. They don't leave. And if you test positive, you then go into a 14-day quarantine. And then, like, they had a manager or they had a cut man test positive, but the fighter didn't test positive. So then they have experts come in. They're doing a great job with it for Top Rank. So again, a lot less athletes, but at least they're doing it the right way. My opinion is you can't stay in your house your whole life, people. You can't. My girlfriend's a nurse. She's been around it. We went through the whole, when she comes home, the whole disinfected thing. I've been around it. Yeah, I think if you have a healthy immune system, you can fight it off. Lots of people have fought it off. Unfortunately, those people who are elderly, who don't have a good immune system, they didn't. I've lost relatives. And there are other people who just they had good immune systems. They fought it off. So, I'll just say this: remember all those basketball players that tested positive? No one passed away. You never heard that they got really sick. They might have. You didn't hear of it. So I know they didn't pass away, to my knowledge. So Bears Den 007, 73 seasons so far. It has been fun. Trying to see if I can get the Cubs to win the East, and can I get Aaron at least 2 more home runs to pass Ruth? Very cool. Very cool. I was thinking about Ted. I played Ted Williams last season. I was thinking about Ted Williams' first season, and they have the beast, Jimmy Fox, XX on that team. So that could be fun. That could be a project. But I have so many. I got to get back to my heavyweight tournament project using Titled Championship Boxing PC version. But I have to bring it over from the old machine, which is a pain in the butt, to the new machine. So, and yes, my Stratomatic basketball still does not work on my new PC. Every other game works. Only had trouble with Strat games. Thank God I have friends in IT who know stuff, because they helped me get 2 of them to work. Oh, so he Appa Chatter for his 40 Reds did use Card and Dice Appa. Has anyone ever checked out a virtual game board called Stratorama? Would work for you streamers like for Strat or Appa. I've never heard of it. Stratorama. Let's look at it. Let's look it up. Let's type in Stratorama. Let's type in Stratorama. I just said it wrong. Let's type it. Rama. Let's see if we can bring this up. Share screen. Oops, did that wrong. Share screen and application Windows, Chrome. I don't think that worked. I don't know if you can see what I'm looking at. Oh, yeah, you can. Okay. And now let's slide this over here so I can see what we're looking at. Stratorama. Are you talking about the Stratorama Studio Home Facebook? Let's click on that. No. Okay, let's not click on that because I don't know what the heck that is. Stratorama on eBay. Based in the United States, Stratorama has been an eBay member. I am not affiliated with Stratomat. It must be this one. $2018. Oh, Statorama. Thank you. Statorama. Let's go back and type in the right freaking thing. Statorama Baseball. Okay. Is this where you just put 2 teams against each other? Turn your fantasy team into a real simulation team. Oh, that's interesting. I've not heard of this. Let's click on that and save that as a favorite. I have to take a look at that. Thank you, as Baseball Demos said. Stat-O-Rama, not Stratorama. Everyone's yelling at me. It's Stat-O-Rama, Al, you dumb. So there it is. Stat-O-Rama Baseball and Stat-O-Rama Virtual Game Board are both free for public use. I created the Stat-O-Rama Baseball simulation game during the course of my baseball research endeavors as a means for testing the accuracy of new statistical algorithms using real player data that I had come up with. The base algorithm is, the SARBB, Saber or whatever, Saber, has also been turned into a game I called Bubblegum Baseball that can be played using the statistics on the back of an ordinary baseball card. And I have actually used the game as an in-class teaching tool in my Psych 371 statistics psychological reverse course at Northern State University. In the near future, there will be an area on this site that will introduce the game and how to play. Okay, so that's what they're talking about. I have never used it. Has anyone used this? Click on Virtual Game Board. Click on Virtual Game Board. Well, I don't want to download anything right now because I want to make sure it's A-OK, and I'm sure it is. Ballparks, contact. You can watch a YouTube video. Click on Virtual Play Board. System requirements. Oh, that's pretty cool. I put the sound down because... All right, so that's, you can see... All right, so that's a little bit of that. Let's get out of that. Don't want to stay there too long. So, all right. Well, thank you. That's interesting. I saved it to my favorites. Going to take a look at that. Take care, RJL. Check out his wonderful channel. Todd B says you can add your own picks. I love adding picks. Al, Tabby says hello, by the way. She is sleeping now, though. Well, hello to Tabby. All right, well, thank you very much. It is 12:03 a.m. We had fun. Again, this was our... And let's get out of this. Let's go back to sharing screen. So what we have done, this was our 1977 recap of the project, Mets and the Red Sox. The Mets overachieved at 77 and 85. The Red Sox underachieved by 7 games, 90 and 71. It was a fun replay. It's always sad to see your replays come to an end, but oh well, I've got lots of them going. So enjoy all your projects, have fun with your games, and play the games you love. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this. Take care. Till next time, be safe, be smart. God bless. You know what's coming. Peace.